Hi, welcome. Before we hop into episode 4, I just wanted to touch on something. I feel like something that stuck out to me as I was listening to Dylan's initial on-scene statement from episode
Just
1.
locked the door, we didn't think anything of it. We're like, nothing happens in Moscow, so we just tried to go to bed. And then we woke up, and it was weird because none of our roommates were up.
And I know a lot of people have been kind of hard on Dylan, but to play devil's advocate on one quick thing before we hop into the body cam, I couldn't help but to think about her statement, nothing ever happens in Moscow. And I wanted to do a quick fact check on this, just to see exactly what the numbers look like. And in 10 years, there have only been 7 homicides documented, 4 of those being this event here. And another in 2015, 3 people were all attacked by one individual. And it was an isolated event where the suspect knew all of the victims and committed the crimes in separate areas of town, but all known to the suspect. So I think it's safe to say that Moscow is not completely crime-free, of course. But if we look at that preceding decade, there was only one other homicide event in the city, and that was the one that resulted in multiple victims in 2015. And so that's a pretty different environment from a city like St. Louis or Chicago, where homicide investigations are unfortunately much more frequent. And I think that context is just worth keeping in mind when we look at this case. And I'm not suggesting that Moscow police officers were incompetent or they didn't have experience or that they were bad at their jobs or that there was corruption. That's not my argument here. But I'm asking viewers to consider this: experience and context, and how that can influence an investigation and how it all unfolds. Because an officer working in a city where homicides happen really frequently, they're going to encounter different things than officers in a quiet town where this happens only once every decade. So I just think keeping things like that in mind are important to the context of the investigation, because that's what we do here. We take all things into account. So anyway, I hope that helps provide a little bit of context for you on the crime statistics. If you want to look more into that, I'm going to link a bunch of those reports in the description. So we know that the earliest hours of an investigation can be the most important, which is why I think it's worth slowing down and paying attention to all the little details early on, especially things that might have been overlooked initially. Are any of you guys the type of people who can watch the same TV show over and over again, and then you notice something new every time you watch it? That's kind of the way I like to approach these body cam videos and crime scene footage. The more I seem to look at them, the more little things I start to notice in the background, which just spark more questions, which is why I'm here making these videos. So today we're going to be looking at Officer Eric Warner's time spent at the 1122 King Road, and he was one of the first officers on scene right after the first officer Nunes. And because this is a really big deep dive, I want to just provide a little bit of information on Officer Eric Warner. I think having some insight into who these investigators are and kind of what they've done, their experience, can help us analyze even better. So it can provide a little bit of context and give us a little glimpse into the world of these officers and what they're used to and what they're not used to working with. So if we see another officer pop up in the series, we are going to definitely do a little deep dive into each one. So if we didn't get there yet, don't worry. So Officer Warner, who is he? He joined the Moscow Police Department August of 2015, has a bachelor's degree in sociology from BYU, Idaho, where he also served as a volunteer reserve officer. He received his Idaho Basic Peace Officer certification in 2016. By 2019, Warner had become Moscow PD's traffic officer and completed special motorcycle police training. He's also worked on traffic safety and community programs, including child passenger safety. Today, the city of Moscow identifies him as the department's full-time traffic officer and specially trained motorcycle officer. So that can give us just a little bit of insight to his professional background. Let's get into the body cam. Okay, so it's approximately 11:56 a.m. on November 13th, 2022, and Officer Eric Warner, has just been called to the 1122 King Road address. Now, I just want to let everyone know that Officer Warner's body cams, there's 4 of them, and they're all exceeding about an hour in length. A lot of the time, there's nothing going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to speed through most of it. I'm going to stop at the sections that are worth note. And if you want to go and check out the full body cams, if you feel like watching them all in their entirety, head over to Connor's channel. His channel handle and all the information are linked here in the description. It's displayed here on the screen. Definitely check out Connor. He's got all of the body cams. He's got so many FOIA requested items. And so I just want to give him a shout out and let everyone know that that is where this footage came from. If you are interested in supporting Connor, you can head over to his channel, give him a like, subscribe, and he's got a link to his PayPal, which helps his FOIA fund, which he has funded out of pocket. So, all right, we're going to head into this, and we are going to stop as soon as we fast forwarded through Officer Warner leaving. Now, if you are just jumping into the series, we have already seen the first responding officer on scene. That was Officer Nunes. And that was essentially the entirety of episode 1, Dylan Mortensen's initial statement on scene, and episode 2, Bethany Funk's initial statement on scene. So that was pretty much the entirety of Officer Nunes' body cam. But again, if you want to watch these in their whole entirety from start to finish, head over to Connor's channel. They're all listed there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start here.
What's he got there?
Okay, so I just wanted to stop it here. Now, Officer Warner has just arrived on scene. I don't know if at this point he's heard over the radio what exactly is going on, but he's running up immediately into the scene, and he asks a question that I think is just worth noting because we're not sure what he's referring to here. And he says, "What's he got there?" In addition to that, I want to point out that there's definitely a heaviness to the way these officers sound. You can hear this audible stress in their voice. They're saying things under their breath, and a lot of it's redacted.
Make sure.
Yeah, they're...
And I don't know if anybody caught that, but we can see on that beer pong table the kitchen knife that Hunter Johnson had. Let's see if we can spot it.
Make sure.
Yeah, they're...
Yeah, can you guys see that right over here? That's that kitchen knife. And then this here is Hunter Johnson. So let's go ahead and see what's going on.
Did you find them?
Yeah, the roommates called me this morning to come check because they thought they saw someone in here last night and they went into their rooms. I came over when they called and I opened the door and I saw that.
Okay. Let's go ahead and step downstairs here. Is there anybody else upstairs? Or anybody else
I don't know.
Here? Don't touch anything? Don't touch it?
I grabbed that knife in the kitchen because when I went in there, I didn't know if there was someone in there. But
Okay.
I just grabbed it to make sure.
You got your ID with you?
No, I can tell you my name.
Okay. Let's stand right here. Anybody else inside?
Is there anyone else inside?
I don't know. If they were in there, they're upstairs on the floor.
Okay, stay here. Stay here.
Check upstairs.
1 second. want to go ahead and have a seat over here? One second. One second. Let's take a half step outside. Let's go outside. House isn't clear yet. People might still be inside. We're going to be clearing the house so it's not 100% empty. This hole here. Welcome.
Can I just start down here?
Yeah.
Please, Department.
Police Department.
And this is going to be that first level where Bethany's room is, and there's a spare bedroom.
Moscow Police Department, if you're in here, announce yourself. Moscow Police Department.
Okay, and just so that you can understand perspective of where we are in the house now, this is up that second level, and we're looking into the kitchen. There's that rear slider. Right, that door right in front of us is a utility kind of like broom closet kind of thing. The staircase directly in front goes up to the third floor where Kaylee and Maddie reside. And right to the left, out of frame here, and it's redacted, that would be Dylan's bedroom.
Clear here. What's going on?
Clear here.
Police Department.
We're on the third floor going up.
And I think it's just something to note. Again, it could mean something, it could be nothing, but right here where you see the officer going in, that's Kaylee's room. And that, we will find out later, that's where Murphy was found. But if we notice, the door looks open to ajar. So again, it does appear that the door is open or ajar. He doesn't have to actually physically open it all the way. So I think that's just something worth noting. Could be nothing.
Moscow Police Department.
Just a lot of redactions. So a lot of this is redacted because this is when they go ahead and discover that Maddie and Kaylee are in that third floor bedroom. That would be Maddie's room. And you can hear that the officers are audibly distressed. I mean, you can hear it in their voices. In my opinion, they do sound pretty shocked. And again, is it shock? Is it fear? Are they audibly distressed? Is it adrenaline pumping? But you also hear them trying to catch their breath. That could be the anxiety and just the magnitude of the whole entire thing, just taking in the scope of the scene. Or again, we're wondering if there was an odor, because we see now those sliders. We know that those back sliders were open, and we've been hearing different things, and we'll get into interviews where some people say that that front door was left open. It was Idaho in November. Some people have brought up really good points about the snow. Was it snowing? It was cold, obviously. So that could affect odor and, making it less noticeable. But it's really hard to tell from this body cam whether they are gasping because of just trying to catch their breath and running around, or if they're smelling something. So I think a lot of those questions were really good ones.
House clear? We're clear.
Yes. We're going up.
I want to just quickly rewind and take a look at when they actually go into Maddie's room, because I'm pretty sure I heard them knocking on the door, which would indicate that Maddie's door was closed. So Kaylee's door was ajar or open, and I think Maddie's bedroom door was closed.
Moscow Police Department.
Yeah, it sounds like they just kind of gave it like a double knock before opening the door. So that's interesting to note. Again, could mean nothing.
House clear? We're clear.
Yes.
Nice. Security outside first.
You go to the front door.
Yes.
While everybody in. Another entry.
There's a back entry. I was gonna start taking it all off.
Brian's taping.
Hey, pup. Hey, puppy.
Okay, so this is Eric Warner, Officer Warner. It sounds like he's talking to Murphy, who's in Kaylee's bedroom there. Hi, pup. Hi, puppy. So I just feel so bad for Murphy.
Okay. You going down? Let's clear except for the dog. We might want to make sure that thing doesn't. Okay. Halfway turned around just now. All the people that were here right out front here. Gotcha.
Okay, so we're getting more officers on scene. We have Officer Snyder on scene. We have Officer Smith on scene. We have Officer Gunderson on scene. We have Officer Nunes. And then, of course, Warner. So we're going to see all of their body cams through this whole thing. I did just want to note a couple of things. Now, we see he's wearing gloves. That's great. Now they've cleared the scene. So that means anyone in or coming out or coming or going has to be logged. And that's what they're telling him to do now. He's going to start that crime scene log. So let's take a look at what happens next.
Right now.
What's that?
Do you need anything?
I need your ID. Or yeah, just your info. I can grab your information. You can't. Do you know how many people live here? Or is that their place?
This is their place.
Okay. What's
And just a quick reminder, just in case anyone is not familiar, this who is speaking here, this is going to be Hunter Johnson. He's the individual that we saw inside that grabbed the knife, that put it on the beer pong table. Just in case, I know there's a lot of redactions, so we can't see anyone's faces and we have to kind of go by their outfits. But this is not the first nor last time we will be seeing Hunter.
What's your name? Middle and birthday.
99.
What's your local address? Did they call you over here?
Yeah, they called me over here this morning, like
Okay.
15 minutes ago.
And your phone number. Okay. Mouse gun 36, one touch. Last of first of 99. Math right out. License Idaho, correct? Okay. Hey, firm. You still have an ID, big.
And again, I know I keep hopping in here, but let's pay attention to those footsteps and how that sound carried. The door is open, but did we hear how echoey and loud those footsteps sounded? Now, again, I know these are officers. They're probably wearing heavier footwear, and they're kind of going at a more fast pace. But it does sound like the sound in there, the acoustics, it carries.
Girls.
Okay, I'm going to start IDing on them.
Perfect.
And that was Officer Noon's going to now go and that footage that we already saw in episode 1 and 2 of Dylan's statement and Bethany's statement. So that is happening simultaneously. Officer Noons is now about to go conduct those interviews with the 2 surviving roommates while Officer Warner is over here. This is his perspective now.
Who do you know that lives here? All of
The
them.
girl in the middle with the green pants, long pants, and the blonde girl behind her.
Live here?
They live here. And then
Are those
the
other
girl,
girls just neighbors or?
yeah, the girl in the blue shorts and the girl in the orange sweatshirt live with me over
Okay.
there. And then the guy in the gray sweatshirt just lives on campus.
Okay.
And then those 2 girls live here, and then that girl in her room is there, and there should be 2 more girls. I don't know what was going
Okay.
out there, but there's 2 more girls, and then one lives right there as well.
Okay. One.
Did you catch that? Was that? I'm confused because to me, and again, I'm probably nitpicking here, but to me it sounded weird because he said the 2 girls live here and then 2 more, and then one lives there as well. I'm going to rewind it. The way it makes it sound is that it makes it sound like he's referring to Bethany and Dylan living there, and then Xana, and then the 2 girls up there. But then when he says, and one lives down there as well. So I don't know. He could just be kind of in a roundabout way explaining where everybody lives and like the different layout of the house. But it was just like weird. I thought, is there an extra person? I know that was always a rumor, but I just like to look at everything.
And then
Are those
the
other
girl,
girls just neighbors or?
yeah, the girl in the blue shorts and the girl in the orange sweatshirt live with me over
Okay.
there. And then the guy in the gray sweatshirt just lives on campus.
Okay.
And then those 2 girls live here, and then that girl in her room is there, and there should be 2 more girls. I don't know what was going
Okay.
out there, but there's 2 more girls, and then one lives right there as well.
Okay. One lives here. I don't know. I haven't seen anybody in here. There's a locked door back here. What do you know what that leads to?
Which door? I don't know.
It's like a key access
I
or a
don't
code
know.
access.
I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah.
Residence is clear.
We cleared it, yeah. Upstairs.
You guys, if you can listen, you can actually hear Dylan giving her statement to Officer Noons. You can hear how the sound carries.
And then I literally got here and I saw that.
What
and
time did they call you? Do you have your phone?
They didn't call me. They called my girlfriend, but it was probably like 20 minutes ago.
Who's your girlfriend? Is she here?
Yeah, she's in the blue shorts. Right
Blue
there.
shorts, okay.
She got a call from her and asked us to come over because she didn't think something was right.
Okay.
And then as soon as I got here first, and I went upstairs and saw their bedroom, and I grabbed a knife from the kitchen because I didn't know if they were still in here or not.
What did you see when you grabbed that knife?
When I
In the bedroom.
kitchen,
Just on the ground, bloody?
Yeah.
Okay, and you didn't know anybody else was in there?
I hate that this is redacted, and I know everyone else does. Like, what did you see when you went and grabbed the knife? Why can't we know what he saw? But yeah, it obviously sounds like one of the girls, which again, we're going to hear from his girlfriend, but who he's referring to is Emily Allant. What exactly did Hunter see, right? That, like, he was the first one at this point that we know saw anything. So it's really interesting.
Okay.
No, I only saw her, and I went and I grabbed a knife and came back in there, made sure there wasn't anyone in there, and I
Okay. I'm just gonna grab a photo of you, just so I can tie the face to the name. Keep putting your hands out, just so I can see your hands. Okay. Let me see your front and back of your hands, your palms. Other side.
Okay, I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty good to see. The officer is doing his due diligence. He's making sure he's getting a photo. He's documenting Hunter's hands to see if there's any injuries or anything like that. Because, yeah, he was walking around the scene and he did have a weapon.
What year are you?
I'm in grad school here.
Grad school, okay. Your girlfriend's in the blue shorts, and she was the one that received the call from the people that live here?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe you step over here. I need to keep an eye on this door and make sure nobody comes goes. Just so you get the registrations on all the birds.
Okay, we're just going to skip ahead a little bit because there's really nothing of note until I believe Officer Gunderson is going to come over and speak to Officer Warner about Hunter. So let's go ahead and take a look at that next.
Who's the heli going and coming
Yeah.
and going too, so. Fuck, dude.
Yeah. I just started the actual time. Let's just notice that we were all the way in there.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Said he got a call about 20 minutes ago from his girlfriend. His girlfriend's in the blue shorts over there with him from one of the girls that lives here, saying that they couldn't figure out if somebody was awake or not. And that's when he came over. He said he saw the girl, so he didn't know anybody else was in there. He grabbed the knife that's on the beer pong table and checked the room, and it was clear, and then called us, apparently.
Okay. Anything weird about anything with him?
Not totally. I think
He said anything weird about him, and then Officer Warner says not totally.
those other females are here. There's two other females that live here that were already here before he came.
Which ones?
I don't know exactly which ones. He outlined who's who, but they're all standing there. There's the two girls, I think, that are standing next to each other that actually live here. He said there's one girl that lives down here.
Nothing down there, though?
That there's that padlock key access door.
No, we haven't cleared that yet?
We haven't been able to get them there.
Get your blindfold now that you're standing there, okay?
Yeah. We announced several times, haven't heard anything.
So they're referring to this on this first level here. There's a door next to, it's like between Bethany's room and her bathroom. And it's, we'll later find out it's like a supply closet, or it's a closet with like the hot water heater or something. It's a maintenance closet that's padlocked. But, you know, at this point, the officers don't know. In their defense, they do not know if someone could still be in there, if they locked themselves in somehow. So I think that's an area of concern to definitely note that, like, there's that uncertainty. Could somebody be in there? Could there be another victim in there? What could be behind that door?
Hopefully, I think one of those girls might know the key access. or might know the code access.
All right. Try to figure that out, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's odd. Apparently his dog is
The guy?
So I'm going to go collect the dog. You actually do want to come help me do that? And then do the...
Yeah, they're going to get Murphy out of this house, and I think that that's definitely important. He shouldn't be sitting in there.
Well, let's get a leash for Mitch. I have one in the car.
This is a Screwy King Road address.
Huh?
Screwy King Road address. I'm thinking it was at the end of the road.
Me too. Me too.
Information.
I'm gonna get pictures of Bonnie. Apparently that door belongs to the storage closet.
So right now, Officer Warner's job is to just keep a log of every officer that goes into the scene and when they come out and the times. And that's just to keep control over the scene. So that's why a lot of his footage is going to be pretty redundant. It's just like the same view, and it's this for several hours until he's moved to the back. So we're gonna move through a lot of this pretty quickly. Here comes Murphy.
Justin Olson's gonna come pick this dog up and take
Okay.
it to the town for us. Do you mind holding on to him for a second?
Hey, Pop.
Right where I tied it.
I feel like Murphy is looking around to see if he can maybe see if he can find his owner, or he's kind of looking around to see if he can hear somebody that he recognizes. I can't imagine for a pet what this is like. He was in that house and we don't exactly know what he saw, what he heard, where he was. It's just very distressing for an animal. So I feel really bad for him.
Puppy. Leave Corbin's inside with camera. Corbin's inside with camera.
Okay, so who is walking up here is going to be Detective John Lawrence, and Warner's going to let him know that Corbin Smith is inside. He believes he's taking photos. We were going to find out that that's actually not correct. He's actually back there, I think, guarding the exit door, the slider rear door. But this is the detective. So this is going to be the homicide detective, first homicide detective on scene.
I think. There's 2 floors up. Yeah, that's where the second.
So that pretty much sums up the first body cam. Officer Eric Warner arrived there just at noon. He got to the King Road. And so he's been here now for 58 minutes. So this is his first hour in its entirety. And you can go watch that in full if you'd like over on Connor's channel. It is pretty boring. He's standing most of the time here, but I think it gives us a good glimpse. We're going to just jump in now to his second, third, and fourth body cams. Again, a lot of those are not super eventful. So we're going to fly through those and hopefully you guys will see things that maybe we missed, or if you see anything that is worth noting, definitely leave a comment and let us know. All right, let's jump into part 2.
They find out through the vandal alert.
Okay, so it's at this point, Officer Warner is asking Gunderson here, Officer Gunderson, if the girls found out through the vandal alert. Now, we do know that the vandal alert went out at 1:04 p.m. It looks like it's 1:12 p.m. So I don't know if the times are off or if it's just a delayed reaction, but you can audibly hear them crying. And I'm going to go ahead and show the vandal alert here, and this is what it looks like. Vandal alert, Moscow PD investigating a homicide on King Road near campus. Suspect is not known at this time. Stay away from the area and shelter in place. And so this came from the U of I Office of Public Safety.
A little premature on that stuff sometimes.
I don't know why they were.
It's not a concern, really.
So we can hear, it sounds like Dylan for sure, but we can hear the girls and the friends. We can hear audible distress. We could hear crying, whether you believe it's real, whether you believe it's manufactured, that's up to you. But we do hear them, and it would align with the time that vandal alert went out.
Yeah.
Hey, can you text me like some?
And again, to play devil's advocate here, if they really didn't know the magnitude of what happened in that house, I'm talking about the roommates, and this vandal alert goes out, it could really be a very harsh way of finding out those details when the police are there and you're expecting someone to break that news to you in that sense. But then again, on the other hand, it's hard to wrap our heads around the fact that those roommates didn't know what was going on just through common sense and kind of like reasoning and just kind of basic deduction of 3 of those roommates that you know and one of those roommates' significant other is nowhere to be found, and police have cleared the house, right? If there were people in that house and they were alive and okay, they would have been escorted out by the police. So again, that reasoning, it goes back to the baseline of the behavior of the people in that house. Was it normal for roommates to come and go? Again, these are young adults. They could choose to get up in the middle of the night and walk out and go spend the night somewhere else and come back at their leisure and not have to explain it to the roommates. Is that something that frequently happened though? Or was this more of a house where you kind of checked in with your female roommates and safety in numbers kind of thing? We would really need to know all of those little nuanced details of the dynamics of that house and friend group to really understand what could have been going through the minds of Bethany and Dylan. But I think this is interesting. It's we're watching it in real time and we are hearing these reactions, whether real, whether not. That's up for you to decide, but it's still worth noting.
This is a oddest thing.
Yeah. Fucking loose guns.
This is the position from Hey, would you be able to wake Casey up and send him to work? Thank you. Appreciate it.
So this next bit is interesting, and I just think it's just worth noting, just for, just to note, the person approaching, this is going to be Officer Anthony Dallinger. He is actually, just a fun fact, the new chief of police as of 2024. He took over for James Fry, who was the chief currently when this case was happening. Chief Fry went on, he moved on, and Anthony Dallinger took over. So listen to what they're about to talk about. Very interesting.
So this guy right here, Porter,
Yeah.
he lives up here.
Okay.
But he's just wanting to let us know because he's apparently going out shooting today. So he's got to walk.
Okay,
Right
one
down
second.
here with.
Sorry. He's walking down here with a rifle.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
he's going to walk past where Tyson's at and going to go to his car. He's just letting us know.
Cool. What's up?
So a neighbor who's going hunting is just going to walk down this hill with a rifle. So they're letting each other know that there's a man going to be walking around with a rifle through like the front of an active crime scene. If there's witnesses or people sitting inside their homes looking out their windows, I can't imagine what they think is happening. Just a side note.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, 05 was the last one to come in and out. Okay. You're the only one in.
So he's speaking to, I believe in there is Officer Corbin Smith is the only one in there at this point.
He left. He's grabbing the material or equipment.
Okay, so they're asking about the detective, John Lawrence, who left, and now he's going to let them know that Corbin Smith is the only one in the crime scene.
Nope. Just Corbin. Okay. I'm aware. Yeah. Is it in a bag?
Two of them are in the bag, and
I have no bag.
Okay. Just don't point at anyone. Have a good one.
This is the alleged rifleman who's going to carry all his 3 rifles down the hill.
Uh-oh.
I wonder what this uh-oh was about.
$13.46. Negative. There was just a male in a gray shirt, black and gold sweatpants. Looked super distraught as he looked up here.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so he said that there's a distraught man, he's telling them over the radio, in a gray shirt and black and gold sweatpants. Does anybody know who that is? I'm going to have to do my homework on this, but if anybody knows who they think that is, definitely let me know in the comments.
He was down on Taylor. He was just down at the street, yeah. He walked up to the parking lot here at the 700 block. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, hot hands.
I can't even begin to understand how cold it was probably at the scene. I'm going to pop in the weather report for this day, but obviously standing there just outside guarding the scene, doing the crime scene log, I can't imagine how cold this officer probably was at this point.
It just seemed like that he specifically came down the street to look up here.
Interesting. They're talking about that person that came looking, that was distraught, looking at the scene, which is really interesting to note. I wonder who that person was. If anybody has any ideas, let me know. So this is pretty much the end of this body cam part 2. Officer Warner pretty much has the same vantage point the entire time, but I think this view is just worth notating. Again, there was that ladder. Everyone had questions about that in the beginning. I remember seeing a lot of these photos in mainstream media, but I think this is an interesting vantage point of the yard here. Like, these houses were so much closer than I think any of us could have anticipated from seeing the news reports and things. So I think just like seeing that in perspective of how close they are helps us understand, again, with the acoustics and how sound travels. I think it's worth noting that Officer Warner was kind of taking a little stroll and looking at the side of the house. But pretty much from here on, there's really nothing to note except for... I'm going to just fast forward to the 58 mark where they make note of a car key that appears to be outside.
A little bit. Cool. The freaking zipper broke. Whose key is this?
Yeah, I took a picture of that too.
So, okay, the key was like on this rock area here in front.
I don't know.
The automobile key?
All right, so Officer Warner's going to get some gloves from his car for his hands, and we're going to jump into part 3. And again, I'm going to skip through most of this because it is honestly just the same thing. He's just standing there kind of making sure that if anybody does go in, which I'll stop for, that they're logged. And that's pretty much this entire video. Got some people out there throwing out trash. I'm interested as to if they collected all of the trash. Does anybody know if they collected all of the trash or just trash located at the scene? Curious.
You have somebody doing the you got the law?
Yep.
Okay, so this is going to be the first glimpse of the Idaho State Police arriving on scene. This looks like it's going to be one of the detectives from the Idaho State Police, and we're going to see a few more of them kind of trickling in and introducing themselves and talking to the Moscow Police Department that's already on scene.
What's that?
Oh, parking.
Yeah. You guys might be able to cross the table with your vehicles. I don't know. Up to you guys.
Trailer.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Probably be able to back it in. We might be able to contact the owner and maybe get keys for this. I don't know what your guys' protocol is for that.
Came around back. But I don't know if they're old or not. Drag open. And it looks like it came down this way. And there's one footprint that comes off the side here. Right bigger rock.
So it looks like they're concentrated on that side walkway area with those footprints that they initially saw. So they're kind of focusing in on that. It looks like they're discussing how the suspect got in and out potentially. So it's really interesting to just kind of see their initial reactions on scene.
I did create some traffic originally.
Who was first to respond, or how did the call even come in?
Came in.
It was a medical. It was just an unconscious.
She was one of the first ones here.
Yeah. Myself and 170 cleared the house. We were the first ones in. 70 was the first.
The guy that just walked up over here, that's going to be Roger Lanier from Moscow Police Department.
First one in.
And just fun fact, Roger Lanier did retire in 2023.
I know, yeah. We are, you and Carol are...
Oh, we've met. Yeah. We have met, yeah.
Yeah, they're just shortly behind us. So.
Okay, we kind of got the roadblock so we can
We have an officer in the back, and then there's one door and someone's locked.
I'm good right now. State just showed up. I might need something here in a little bit. I've been on the door for 2 hours. I might need to go take a bathroom break or something in a bit. I'm at the front door of this place. It's actually off Queen Road. It's like 40 yards up Queen Road on the uphill side. All right. Sweet. Thanks. Bye. He was the first one through the door.
New officers. It's good and smart.
So he's referring to Noons, who was the first one through the door. I think they're just kind of trying to map out exactly what happened and who arrived first and all that.
Is anybody inside at the moment? Or?
Hand warmer.
We got Corbin Smith inside. He's taking pictures in the last 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, they just got here.
Okay, thank you. I'll be right there.
So here comes the forensic crime scene processing trailer.
We took a picture of it, yeah. Caught our eye too.
And it looks like they're looking around at evidence, or they're just kind of standing there waiting to begin, and they already make note of that key. And I believe they said it's a car key. We're going to take a look at that in those crime scene photos that we're going to see in a couple of episodes from now.
I'm on the list right now.
Okay.
Oh, I should probably grab mine. Since you used your pen.
So what is in right here? Am I?
Okay, so it's at this point, nothing really of note, but this is when Officer Warner is going to get relieved. He's going to be able to go on break. So he's just explaining his system for keeping that crime scene log, explaining who's been there, who's been signed out, who's currently in there, and just kind of letting the other officer know how he's been running that so he can keep it going in that organized way.
Technically in?
Yours at the door, so I'm not inside right now. I was out. I'm just the closest I've got.
What is this right here?
So before 12:15, I didn't really know any times, but I was outside. I took a picture of a dude I was interviewing right here at 12:15, 12:11.
So who's in there right now?
Corbin.
Just Corbin?
Just Corbin.
All right, so I need to get their names when they come in.
When they come in, yeah. So out, and it's still blank for him going out.
Okay. Well, I won't write anything down for you then.
Cool.
Do you want to run this up to Corbin?
Oh yeah. We'll just mark me as going in then.
All right. What time is it?
12:14, or sorry, 1:14.
Did you guys catch what that was? I think that was a Bodycam battery. It looks like, or perhaps a camera battery, because I think that they mentioned he might have been up there taking photos.
2:14. 14:14.
It is 14:51.
Oh, I'm looking with the wrong hands.
1:46.
Yep. Hey, Corbin, coming in. How's your battery?
At 20%. I let Aaron know that.
Yep, I gotcha. Are you just on guard duty here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if this secures or not. I haven't touched it. I think it's kind of just like that. So.
I can hang while you get that changed out.
Doing all right down there.
Yeah, I've been outside there for 2 hours, so I'm gonna take a little potty break.
At least I have a spot to come hide him. I just step back in here and warm up.
That's why I was like at the door, like standing maybe just inside the threshold when it got a little windy earlier. So state troopers are outside. They're setting up the trailer.
The only thing that I found up here is right next to that highlighter. It looks like there's some blood on the ground. And then
Yeah.
I got smudge marks right there on the window. And I got 2 palm prints on the outside of that window.
Okay.
And then those footsteps.
Out the outside.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so he's pointing out that he noticed some blood on the kitchen floor next to the highlighter cap, which we're going to see. He's pointing out this. This is that infamous image that I know a lot of us had seen early on in the news coverage of the blood coming out of the foundation of the home. Just horrifying scene. And he mentioned some smudges on the window, some door, some handprints. And there's the footprints in the snow that some commenters in the last video mentioned. When did it snow, right? So we're going to be looking at a lot of surveillance and looking at everything when it comes to this case. But that's another really important question is like, when did the snow happen? So he's just going over all of that. And I think it's just interesting to note. And again, this viewpoint of how close everything is in proximity to the house. You can even see the University of Idaho, the Moscow water tower here. You could really see it's kind of like a fishbowl right here.
I didn't see the 2 upstairs.
Yeah, it looked like.
I've been looking on the floor. I haven't seen
What's that? Well, that's just outside stuff.
Should I crack them? This is the recovery.
Okay, we'll wait for that to boot up. Got those hot hands in the back of my neck. Just stuffed it in the back of my vest. That actually helps a lot. I'll take that back and charge it.
Oh.
Put it in the charger.
Is there a charger down there?
I'm gonna head back to PD real quick, grab a drink and grab a restroom break, and then I'll come back up.
Okay.
Huh? That was noted.
What's that?
It's like blood. Or is that just a leaf?
Oh, I think it's just.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah.
Okay. That's insane. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Do hard reset. So the guy I interviewed said he grabbed a knife out of the kitchen because he saw. He was like, well, I don't know if anybody else is in there. So he grabs a knife out of here, checks the room, sees, and that's when they called.
I wonder if that's the knife that's sitting on the ping pong table.
That's the knife that my homeboy, or the first guy that caught here.
Okay, so if you caught that, he's my homeboy. He's referring to Hunter Johnson. So he's just kind of relaying what happened when he first got here. He saw Hunter Johnson with a knife because Hunter had went in the room, checked, saw what happened, grabbed a knife for protection, cleared the rest of the room, and then placed that onto that beer pong table. So again, just kind of interesting to hear the way that they discuss it and just the way things are described.
He said that his girlfriend was called by one of the residents here saying, we can't wake her up, we don't know what's going on, so he ran over. Is it not working?
Looks like it doesn't have this battery. Let's see what I have a hold on real quick.
So shove the. some reason I thought you had.
I still have to rock without it. It's not like I'm doing anything anyways.
The battery says system reboot.
It just says system recovery and it's all locked up.
Huh. You just double tap the bottom to turn it off, turn it back on.
I'm not going to do anything.
What was the fix for it in the past?
Power it off and then put it on the dock charger at the station and let it fire up through that thing.
You might be able to set it on a dock in the car. Would that work?
It's alright, it's not like I need it.
Okay. In case something happens.
Okay, so I'm just confirming. Now, Corbin Smith's body cam is clearly not working. The battery needs to be charged. Something's going on with it. So we're leaving the only officer inside the scene with no working body cam. I'm just throwing that out there as something to note. We will be taking a look at Corbin Smith's body cam, what we have of it. So we'll confirm if it indeed was not recording or not. But I think that's interesting to note. And I think it's interesting when Warner said, you know, in case something happens, this is a pertinent time to make sure body cams are working. And again, we can kind of go into this is a police department that is not often being called out to these types of scenes, but this is why preparedness is really important. We don't want officers walking around without body cams because, again, that raises questions of transparency in the public eye. Just something to note.
Where's your spot on the charger base?
It's the bottom right one, bottom left corner.
Oh, cool. All right.
Okay, so this is pretty much sums up part 3 of Officer Warner's camera. Let's go ahead and just pick it up after he gets back from his break. Okay, so we're back on scene. Officer Warner is returning. It looks like it is about 3:27 in the afternoon. A lot of this is going to be redacted, but we are going to go ahead and take a look at him returning to the 1122 King Road address. And it looks like he is talking to Officer Gunderson. I don't know what he's handing them, an electronic of some sort. I don't think we have context, but we will be reading his report to get a little bit of a recap of his day here. He's going past that forensics trailer here, back to...
I'm going to go in to relieve Corbin. I'm going to relieve Corbin. He's been up there for as long as I've been here. Hey, Corbin. Did you get it working?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to put 1528.
Okay, so a relief. It looks like Corbin Smith's body cam was working. So maybe they were able to replace it, which is good news for us because we'll be able to watch that footage. We're going to just take a quick look. I'm going to fast forward through most of this. This is a pretty short video. It's an hour long, but he pretty much just stands in the kitchen the entire time. So I'll be just kind of breezing through. Again, if you notice anything that we don't call out here, definitely leave a comment and let me know.
Okay. Oh, okay, cool.
So I'm just going to turn down the volume since he's not speaking to anyone. But I think it's an interesting perspective here. We're looking at the first view of the undisturbed kitchen from when the crime happened. So the way that it is right now is the way that it was undisturbed. No one's come in and processed anything. So I think this is a good view of that. We are going to see sets of images in a couple of episodes from now of the undisturbed scene when they first got there. And then there are a lot of questions about why things look different and why things look moved. But after they came in and processed and moved things around to collect evidence, certain things were moved. So some of those later images do look different. So I just wanted to note that for future episodes. And just another thing to note, at the 12:40 mark here, or at 15:40, we hear a dog bark. Again, this could mean nothing in terms of significance to the case. But as we will later hear on surveillance, and have many of you are already familiar with surveillance, we've heard a lot of dog barking, of people, witnesses mentioning dogs barking. So again, it's just something to note that it seems like that Murphy may not have been the only dog in the neighborhood that could have been barking. Again, I'm not saying one thing or another, but it's just something to keep in the back of our minds.
Hey, hon. I am. I'm recording right now, but I'm alone. So. What was it? Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is that your report?
I'm here. It's not mine, but yeah. I'm going to be writing something down on paper. We can say that much.
Okay. Are you going to be home late?
I might. I don't know. The other shift actually has come in, but with this scene, I may be staying for a little bit.
Oh my gosh, the other shift is called in?
Yeah. So the street is covered, and all of our team is here on this scene. Plus a couple other guys doing knock and talks around the neighborhood.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been on my phone all day. I've been doing tours and actually playing with our so,
Cool.
just and I was like, oh, I'm going to go, I'm busy taking something out of Google, and the first thing that popped up was
Yep.
that alert. So it's like,
Did it give a number?
what do you mean by the number? 8 to 8?
No, like a number. I was just curious. I don't know.
I'm not quite sure what you mean by a number. Like, oh,
Yeah.
now I'm picking up.
Tracking. All right.
I literally read the title, like the very last thing, and I was like, oh, what the?
Yeah.
From what I was understanding, it looks like
Well, some of what happened, we
a whole lot of detail.
did air some stuff over the radio, and anyone with a quick ear would have been able to pick up the number.
Oh my gosh, that number.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So it's serious.
It's what?
It's pretty serious.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I'll let you go.
Okay. Yeah, I might be a little later than I might be a little late, so no biggie. No biggie for me anyway. All right.
Alrighty.
Yeah. I love you too.
Be safe, and we'll see you when you get home. Okay?
All right. Love you. See you soon. Bye.
Okay, so that appears to be a personal call from his wife, and they're kind of speaking about it. He's not really giving a lot of information over, but kind of hinting at things. So it does seem like what he's saying is the things that were aired over the radio, if someone was able to piece it together, they would have been able to conclude, I guess, the number of victims of this crime. So I think that's interesting. I don't know what policy is on being on personal phones. But again, I think it's important to remember that he's having this phone call while he's standing less probably than 50 feet away from Ethan and Xana, who are on the second floor. And then right above him on level 3 is another 2 victims of this really horrible crime. Because remember, they have not come in to remove the bodies yet. They have not come in to process the scene. So he is standing in the home with 4 deceased individuals. So again, like the magnitude of that is really, really weird and surreal, I think. And just to be having a conversation about, coming home and when he'll be home, it's kind of a surreal feeling for the officer. All right, let's continue. We're going to just get really through it pretty quickly because there's not much significance to this video.
Interesting. I must have a control on that. That's really cool.
I wonder what Officer Warner's looking at right now when you hear him go, So something of interest over here. I'm very curious to know what. And interesting, it's 4:30. It's not even 4:30. It's 4:23 in the evening, and we can already see this getting dark. So we can see how lit up that house is with all the lights on. And we don't know exactly what lights were on in the kitchen at the time of the crime, but it's being able to see now, again, that vantage point of how many houses could see right in through these sliders. They have no coverings, no blinds, no drapes, nothing. I think that's interesting. And this garbage right over here, I'm very curious if that garbage right there would be the takeout container from the grub truck where Bethany had stated and Dylan had mentioned that Maddie and Kaylee last were. They went to the corner club and then they went to get food at the grub truck. And I'm very curious to know if that is the container. That's just personal curiosity. And we're going to close it off with them looking at those footprints again and that snow, and Officer Warner carefully going out as to not disturb those footprints because Officer Nunes is going to come in and relieve him from that back slider door security duty.
You're good to go. Type.
Okay. Not a whole lot. You cleared. You stood by.
Yeah, I guess I had a lot more to type. Since
Yeah.
talking to you.
With the warrant. Jeez.
Yeah. Are you good to go back through there? Yeah.
That's what we were doing, me and Corbin. We were switching off.
Oh, okay.
Instead of
They just
fucking up.
They asked me to go through the gravel. He said stay out of the snow, but go in the gravel.
Oh. Yeah, because it was just the route that we've already taken. So.
I'll leave it up to you.
Cool.
All right, so that's pretty much it. He's just going to wrap things up and let them know he's done and he's leaving for the evening. And that's going to conclude his time here at the 1122 King Road address on 11/13/2022, from the start of that 911 call when he was called in until about 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon. And we can see that it's already getting dark. All right, let's go ahead and jump in really quick to his summary narrative in the Moscow, Idaho police supplemental report. We're going to read his recap of what happened when he came and responded to this crime scene. Okay, on 11/13/2022 at approximately 11:58 hours, I responded to a report of an unconscious person at 1122 King Road. Dispatch advised a female was passed out from intoxication and not waking up. Dispatch advised there was a male seen in the room with the female last night. A short time later, dispatch advised the female was not conscious and not breathing. As I arrived, Officer Nunes advised over the air it appeared to be a homicide. I saw a small group of females outside the home in the parking lot. One female advised their roommate was on the second floor and needed help. I went to Officer Nunes' location at the west bedroom on the second floor and passed a male in the living room, later identified as Hunter Johnson. Officer Nunes advised the female and a male in a bedroom had blood on them and appeared to be beyond help. I walked out of the bedroom towards Johnson and saw a clean steak knife on a beer pong table. I pointed out the knife to Nunes. Johnson said he got the steak knife from the kitchen because he arrived and saw a female on the bedroom floor covered in blood and did not know if there was anyone else present in the room. Johnson said he checked the room with the knife for protection. Officer Nunes and I walked to the first floor entrance with Hunter. I asked the females and Hunter if there was anyone else in the apartment, and they did not know. I told Officer Nunes the home was not secure, and we started the process of clearing it. On the third floor in the southeast bedroom, I saw two clothed females lying on a bed on their backs who appeared deceased. One female on the left side of the bed in relation to the bedroom door had an extreme amount of lacerations to her face and upper body, which made her unrecognizable. The other female had multiple lacerations on her upper body and some blood on her face. I walked to the far side of the bed to determine if the female on the right was beyond help. I saw the female's leg was off the edge of the bed and it had lividity. Once I noticed the lividity in the female's leg, I backed out of the room. Officer Nunes and I checked the rest of the third floor and noticed it was clear. There was a poodle in the west bedroom on the bed, which was later taken to the Humane Society by Latah County Sheriff's Office. After clearing the home, I briefly interviewed Johnson. Johnson said he was at his apartment, redacted, and his girlfriend, Emily Allant, received a phone call from one of the girls who lived at 1122 King Road. Johnson said Allant was called by one of the residents who said they could not wake up the female on the floor. Johnson said he came over to the home at approximately 11:55 hours. Johnson said he saw the female on the floor in the bedroom and did not see the male on the bed, who he identified as Ethan. Before grabbing the knife, Johnson said he entered the bedroom and checked the female's pulse and found none. Johnson said he did not check Ethan and left the home. I thanked Johnson for talking with me and told him he could go stand with Allant, who was with the other residents in front of the home. I stood by at the front door and started a crime scene log at 12:15 hours. Sergeant Gunderson relieved me for approximately 3 minutes so I could get my gloves during my time at the front door. At approximately 15:02 hours, I was relieved by Officer Rosinski, who took possession of the crime scene log and returned to the station. At approximately 15:28 hours, I came back to the scene and relieved Officer Smith, who was standing at the rear sliding glass door, which was found open when officers arrived. I remained at the back door until I was relieved by Officer Nunes at approximately 16:28 hours. So there is Officer Warner's statement of what happened. And just a quick note for anyone that's new to true crime or doesn't necessarily understand the terminology. When he is referring to lividity, lividity is the unnatural lack of color in the skin from bruising or sickness or some kind of distress. So basically what that means is they can see a bluish kind of bruising looking color, and that often indicates that the body is in the postmortem state. So looking at the color of the skin, they're able to already determine that that person has passed away because of the coloring. So you could learn a little bit more about it. I can link some resources in the description, but he did indicate, and again, I don't want to get too graphic about it, but this is just horrifying, that one of the females that he's describing, who we now know to be Kaylee, which we will learn, but she had injuries that made her unrecognizable. And I believe he was speaking about Maddie's leg that was off of the edge and had that lividity. So it had that blue bruising looking appearance. And once he saw that, he already knew, because you can tell just by the coloring that that person is no longer alive. So, and this over here, like I said, Murphy found in the west bedroom on the bed. So I wonder if he was on Kaylee's bed. It's just heartbreaking that he was in there. But I do find it very interesting about hearing his first account and what he saw and the things that we don't see listed, right? We don't see any mention of a sheath, right? So we're just going to keep that in mind. It doesn't necessarily mean one thing or another. But he was in that bedroom, he was looking around, and there is no mention of a sheath in this portion. So again, these are just things that I'd like to keep in mind. I would love to hear your perspective. I would like to hear how you think this first body cam video kind of set us up for the initial scene, what you may have noticed that we didn't point out, or anything you notice on scene that we might not have addressed in this video. Definitely let me know down in the comments. We are going to go ahead and look at another body cam footage video in our next episode. We are going to be doing quite a bit of these. So if you want to watch them in their entirety, again, you can go check out Connor's channel. I just want to thank everyone again for anyone who is viewing these videos, leaving comments, or subscribing. I will be posting a new video every single week, and we will be diving really deep into it. So if there's anything that you want me to talk about or anything that you think I've missed here, definitely pop that in the comments. I'm really, really interested to hear everyone's thoughts and opinions on this case, whether you're brand new or whether you've been researching it like I have, and you're just kind of wanting to look into all of the little details in the case. Thank you again for being here, and I will see you in the next one. And just a really quick update as of the filming of this particular video, news did just break that in the post-conviction proceedings for Bryan Kohberger, this actually got an update as of today, August 26th, and it does look like Judge Stephen Hippler has set up a status conference hearing as well as an evidentiary hearing. And these are both set for June 3rd, 2027 and June 17th, 2027. So if you are following the legal side of this and Bryan Kohberger's petition for the post-conviction relief, there was an update, and it does appear that in June of 2027, there will be some hearings. So you can find those on the iCourt portal. If you go to Ada County and you search up under quick find. Bryan Kohberger's case number is CV01-26-15094, and that is again for his post-conviction relief hearing and that petition that he did. So just a quick update there for anyone who is interested.